Hey everybody, this is Rhino, and we are back with another episode of Grow Home. So, again, I looked at a different YouTube video to see where all the locations are. You know what? Without something like an interactive checklist or each crystal being numbered in some kind of way, it's practically worthless to watch a video. Because all it can do is give you some very vague ideas. It's not gonna just fill you with confidence that, oh yes, the one crystal I'm looking for, or in my case the 5 crystals I'm looking for, are right here. It just doesn't work that way. Would be nice if I had the glider leaf. Hey, I think I'm starting to confuse angles on some of these asteroids with crystals. There's a bunch. There was a bunch here, but I've gotten a bunch here. I'm not sure if I've gotten them all, or if there is just one somewhere hidden. They're not really inside this section. I got most of the achievements I worked for to this point. So now I'm only really stuck on achievements that say something along the lines of have climb 10,000 meters, have 10 minutes of flight time, stuff that's just gonna require playing this game a lot more. All the crystals are pretty much on the outside. It's just what angle. What angle are they on? All these orbiting rocks. So I don't think there are any actually. Still working on getting 100 of these. I got the achievement for flinging myself on all of those fling things. Then I exited it out to make sure I had the achievement, and thus it came back. They all came back. So, best I can figure, it's the outsides of islands like this. I need to either glide or fly some other way on the outside. I should. Honestly, it feels more like you should have been given infinite fuel in when you had 90%. I hate when collectible games are done in such a way that it really is, you have to get 100%, because it's just too easy for one to bug out or just one to be incredibly more difficult than all the others, and it destroys the difficulty curve. One game in particular that was very irritating on was the original BioShock game, where you were collecting audio logs and one of the audio logs actually clipped through the floor, so I couldn't actually pick it up. It just ran into a bug, and because of the bug I couldn't pick it up, and it was close to the exact last one I needed to collect. So I'd been spending hours and hours trying to collect this, and after all that work it proved to be done in vain. The more I play of Grow Home, now that I've beaten it, the more I'm of this mentality where I wish there was more, and I'm disappointed that there isn't more. I mean, it is rather disappointing. Just, if it weren't for the crystals, if the crystals didn't exist at all, we would be completely done with this game. Wait for my fuel to refill, charge up, and use this. I'm going to all these islands, which I've been to, I'm sure, before. Just double checking and not doing a very good job of double checking, in all honesty, because who knows? You can't mark off the islands. We have proven at this point that the triangles are not markers for crystals, which stinks. It would have been nice if there had been some kind of indication. There we go. So I need the glide thing more than I need anything else. I need to basically just make circles around the islands as best as I can without crashing into them. And the odds that the crystal is going to be facing the center of the map is pretty low. Anytime we see an island, we just try to fly around it and see. I'm almost certain that the last few crystals aren't anywhere below the big waterfall island down there. But they might be. Very well might be. Until we fly, we probably would never fly close enough that we could actually hear the crystal. Is that a crystal? Crash. So that's what you have to do in the to get the Shaken Not Stirred achievement. I'd already done that, but Providence occurred there, and I had reason to do it again. there's definitely a lot of empty space here. It's just, I wish the plants would grow naturally, maybe over time. That would be a great mechanic, really. If just the longer you took, the faster, the more the plant would grow. So you, in 5 hours worth of time or so of gameplay time, you would automatically win if you were just a terrible player. And you'd still have to climb the top of the tree. And if you had no crystals, that would still be a very difficult task. Now there is a crystal that was in there. It's just, I know it's not there anymore. So I suspect there might be quite a few crystals in this section right here, because I saw like 3, and on this island in general. Trying to get a visual lock on them before we just land. You would think this would be easier. It should be easier. At night time, these crystals should be glowing like crazy. Should be impossible to miss them. And yet, I am missing them. I'm not seeing them. Is that one down there, or is that just a teleporter? It's a teleporter. Yeah, but if the tree just grew after a certain time, and it grew to the maximum health height at about 5 hours, and then got even faster growing past that point, there would definitely, that'd be definitely cool. If this thing was just always growing, catching in wild ways, crashing into rocks, and it was this huge mess, that would be, I think, a better way to implement this mechanic. Having to individually, let's go down a little bit, because I don't feel like I'm looking at anything new here. Having to individually sit here and click on each stem to make it grow seems real silly. We have 5 crystals left, and I have yet to see one. Might also be useful if we found where the star seeds are. I haven't cheated yet as far as that. See, I think there might be one up there. So I'm gonna go in this section here. If I can get up on the rocks. Well, that didn't work. Let's continue then. We'll fly around these islands. There definitely could be a crystal on one of these islands. It's just, am I gonna be able to see it? Even being right next to these things as I'm gliding. I kind of have a hard time believing that there would be a crystal. Hey, there's one of the star seeds, at least. We know where one more of those is. Let's go to this rock platform and see if we can see some crystals on this. No. It could be on this island, it could be on one of the islands down here. I haven't been super thorough about this section. I know it's not on the main island. If it's on the main island, then I am doomed. Because that would be a major oversight. And I see how these mushrooms are being used there to cover up things. Is that a crystal? Or cactus. But yeah, the mushroom caps could hide a crystal if you were just falling directly. So gliding is the way to do it. Let's go down a little bit. Not seeing any crystals though. And they do kind of stick out when they're there. How many times can I go up and down this area? This land, looking for things. Well, personally, I guess I could constantly do this and just always be looking. But it will be pretty boring as far as a YouTube series. Yeah, we're getting into the point where we're saying the B word, aren't we? This isn't fun, this is just boring. It's not super boring yet. It's monotonous, repetitive, and in an unfun fashion. The crystals can't be anywhere on the plan, really. Almost all the way down. We've glided from the very top to the very bottom. And all the easy ones to see. Oh, have been seen. Oh look, there is one. I'll be darned. Four more. And that does not inspire confidence that in that whole gliding setup only found one. Running around the side of this section. In case there are any more. Or just in case. I can find anything else. Now that I have the audio turned up to the maximum, very well may be that I'll get into a location like this. And I think I've already been in here. Was this where we got it before? I think it was. Right. So, if I can make that mistake, then I think I wasn't very thorough. Let's go to each of these islands and work our way up. climbing up. I want to grab the flowers. Over here, make sure I don't hear any crystals or see any crystals. Next one's over here. Come on. There we go. Anything with a low section needs to be investigated because I may just not be close enough to hear a crystal. So I need to get somewhere close to the end. Once you start having a powerful enough rocket, these make sense. Oops. I want to search a little bit here. There was a bunch of crystals in the river and on this mountaintop. So if I missed one or two even here, well, I gotta get them all. I need to just walk around this area. See if I get any crystals over here. So quiet. It's like cowbells. Where are the cowbells coming from? It's a cool sound. If there were actually cowbells, that would even make sense. I'm not just dreaming that up, that is like cowbell. You could see how hidden in this whole section there would be crystals just circled there could be crystals circled and possible to find. Fortunately, I'm not hearing the sound, which has a tendency to give me the indication that there aren't any. This is a pretty cool place to hide crystals. Under trees so you can't see them, surrounded by rocks so you can't see them. They pulled out all the stops here. There's one. Let's land on this island. Alright. I lost sight of it, but I know it's over there. There, we can see it. Now if we can just control this thing even close to where we want it to go. Well, I managed just to break the crystal. Come over here and stand on this. Come on, let me up. Right. Now we got a little bit of a platform. Let's zoom out. We need 3 more. Are 3 more hidden in this section? I don't know. I guess all I can do is go down, no? Where am I going? Nowhere. Nowhere fast. So this island here. Let's see if we can land on this one. I don't hear a crystal. I don't see a crystal. Probably was a crystal there at some point. So we're really at this weird situation where it's really like it could be anywhere. I have no idea. Let's see, can I get over here? I can't help but notice there's an island that is not, that seems to be loaded in quite right. that rock with me. Interesting. Didn't realize you could do that. So let's land on this island. And I think we got one more crystal, and I think that's been long enough for this episode. Boy, when you do short episodes, and that was 36 minutes, so that's a long episode, you don't really accomplish much, do you? Anywho, that's it for this episode. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name Rido. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it and make a donation. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media site, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.